Alright friends, today I want to show you how to build a 2025 goal tracker using Google Sheets. So what I've done here is I've got a Google Sheet that's set up called Goals, and I have my first goal here. I'm going to do 40 push-ups every weekday, and that gives me 10,440 push-ups in the year. I've set my start date as January 1st, 2025, and my end date as December 31st, 2025. So this should allow me to then get the values all the way through. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to create a second sheet, and I'm going to call this sheet push-ups. So we'll rename this. And here I'm just going to log the date and the amount of push-ups. So what I've done is on January 1st, I did 60 push-ups. So now we'll come back in here, and this current, we're going to create a function. We're going to say sum ifs, and then we're going to use the range. So we are going to sum the range in this sheet, which is B, and then the criteria range. So we're going to look at column A. That's the place where we're checking our criteria, and we're going to say greater than and then we're going to come back to here, and we're going to say this start date, and we're actually going to say greater than or equal to, and when I close this, it should give me the 60 total. But we also want to make it so that it's less than you'll notice I've got my string, and then I close that quote, and then I append the end date using the ampersand sign. So I missed. I got an issue with my formula. So I've got the sum range, criteria range. This one, you'll notice it didn't select the range. I selected the field A2, and that was why that errored out. So now we have this goal. Here's our target. Here's our current. Come back in here. Now theoretically, if I wanted to change this where I was logging multiple times throughout the day, instead of doing one big log, it still will give me the same results. So the next step is I'm going to create a Google form. And I'll go to forms.google.com, and I'm going to create a blank form, and I'm going to call this form, blank form. I'm going to call this form, well, it doesn't, push up. I don't know why it keeps bringing back that title. Alright, and then all I need here, this is actually going to be a date field, and I'm going to say it's required. And if I want to, we could include the year. And then I'm going to add a new question, and this one is going to be a number field. Which is just a short answer field. And I'm going to say number of push-ups. And that so then we're going to come to responses, and I'm going to say link to sheets, and I'm going going to select an existing spreadsheet. And it's going to bring up my drive, and I've got my 2025 goal tracker. Unfortunately, it created a new sheet instead of using the one I already had. So I really thought there was a way. I thought there was a way to select the sheet inside the sheet. Doesn't look like there is. So what we will just do is we'll come back to our sheet that it created here. We're going to rename this pushups. Of course. Fine. Pushups 2. Delete this one. Rename this guy pushups. Slide that over. Our formula no longer works because it's checking for dates that don't exist. I messed up my sum formula. I want to sum number of push-ups, which is I want to sum column C, B, B. So now I'm looking in column C and totaling those based on dates of column B being greater than my start date and less than or equal to my end date, and it shows 0. So come back to the form, and I'm going to publish this, and doesn't really matter. I could add multiple people. I'm just going to publish it. Got it. And if I come in here, there, I can grab the link to the form, copy that, and then I can use this link every day to put in today's date, time is required, and I might change that. We're actually going to change this to January 1st. Put in 60 push-ups. It submits this. I come back to my goal tracker, and you'll see it currently has 60. Now I could get really fun and create a dashboard view where I create a chart, and we're going to do a pie chart. Kind of like the donut chart. And the data is going to be E and so we're going to showing is that we've done 60 out of our total. And we can customize this to say switch the color if we wanted. But now we have a little pie showing us our push-ups that have been completed. And then we could add additional goals in here and create additional sheets just like this, and we could have a little dashboard. You could even take these images and put them on a separate sheet and create a dashboard sheet. And pop them over here. We could even format this view, and you can get rid of your the borders, turn off the grid lines. And have a nice little dashboard that shows all of our metrics. So there you go. That's how you create a 2025 goal tracker in Google Sheets.